Day 2 of Masters of the Universe week. What's in my collection? What's up, everybody? I'm Tylock, and I have the power. What's going on, guys? It's not going to be my full collection because there's a lot of stuff that's not even here. It's in storage. I can't pull it out. It's way too much stuff. I could fill this room up with stuff. So I'm basically going to go over my Funko collection and a few other things that I have. Masters of the Universe, He-Man, and the Masters of the Universe. Masters of the Universe was a cartoon in the 80s. It originally was a toy set, a series of toys. Then they built the cartoon around the toys, and also mini comics that went with the toys. Many comics. Many comics. I had a ton of them when I was a kid. Those little mini comics were all over the place in my house, all over the place in my room. Now I have all of those mini comics, but not in the individual sets. I have this. This is upside down. This is the He-Man and the Masters of the Universe mini comic collection. This is a massive collection. Like I said, guys, I had probably hundreds, dozens, I don't know, maybe more than that. Lots of cool stuff in there, guys. Skeletor, lots of cool stuff in there. This was a Christmas present this year, guys. If you've watched my videos for the last 6 or 7 months, this was a Christmas present from my wife this year. That is the entire mini comic collection. I love Masters of the Universe, guys. I grew up with it when I was a little kid. I watched it for years. I watched the old movie with Dolph Lundgren and a couple of other random people. Courtney Cox was in that movie. Really weird. But yes, I loved it. I loved it. I loved the cartoon. I loved the movies. I had all the toys when I was a kid, including Castle Grayskull, the sword, the shield. I had all of that, all of the play sets, everything that you could get. Had it all when I was a kid. My parents always were really great and kept up to date with it and always got everything that came out. After He-Man and the Masters of the Universe ended, there was a new show called The New Adventures of He-Man. It was a little strange. It was where He-Man went to another planet and was followed by Skeletor, and then He-Man took the good guy's side and Skeletor took the bad guy's side. Everybody was new, completely new cast on a completely new planet. Except, of course, He-Man and Skeletor, but the art was completely different. He-Man looked completely different in the new show. He was slimmed down quite a bit, had this weird strap thing and blue pants on, like jeans almost. It was really weird. It was really strange. I did watch that cartoon. I did not have any of the toys from that cartoon because I really didn't enjoy it that much. And then later, guys, later in like the 2000s, they had a reboot of Masters of the Universe. I believe on Cartoon Network that was absolutely off the chain. There was a toy series released for that, and I bought everything. I bought the entire toy series, Castle Grayskull, every vehicle, every building you could get. Even though I was in my 20s, I still bought everything and had it in my room. I loved it. I loved that stuff. It was really great. If you've never seen that show, guys, I would suggest you go back and watch that show. It was really good. So anyway, guys, what we're going to do is go over basically my Funko collection and then a couple of other things like I said. Like the first thing I said, guys, as I showed you, was this mini comic collection. This is really awesome. I have read almost all of this book, and it brings back so many great memories from my childhood because I had most of those mini comics. They're in pieces, probably torn to shreds from when I was a kid. I did not take care of things. I was a kid. I wasn't a collector. My toys were all over the place. He-Man and the Masters of the Universe had this thing where you could pop off their arms. And I used to swap the arms out all the time, which means I also lost a lot of the arms. And then the legs, like old G.I. Joes, were kept on with a type of a rubber band. And as those kind of dry rotted over the years, the legs tended to fall off as well. It's just a thing, unfortunately. I was a kid. I did not know to keep things in the card, keep things in box. I am definitely an inbox collector now, but back then I was just a kid. I was just playing with those toys. So even though I have the majority of them still in storage, they're probably not in very good condition. Definitely not mint condition. So the next thing I want to show you guys is actually the comic book. This is a more recent comic book, He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. You see He-Man and Skeletor there. This is a newer series that I've been reading. I actually really enjoy it, but probably because I'm a Masters of the Universe fan, because when I really look into it, it's not the best. It is published and written, and you know, everything's done by DC, DC Comics. I'm not a giant DC Comics fan. I'm a giant Marvel fan. DC Comics is really not my thing. I have read a lot of Batman and Superman over the years, but for the most part, I am a big Marvel fan. So there you go, guys. Yes, He-Man lives is what it says right there on the back. The art in here is actually really good. I do like it a lot. Let's see. There are a lot of kind of almost origin stories told in this book. There's a good idea of some of the art that's in here. He-Man and the Masters, that is He-Man right there. It's a really great series. This is volume 2 right here, guys. Also really good. I like it a lot. But like I said, guys, it's probably because I am a Masters of the Universe fan. It essentially has to do with He-Man having amnesia in the beginning and not knowing who he is because Skeletor and some of the others have put like this curse over him, and the spell starts to slowly break and he starts to go out and find some of his friends, some of his other masters, because all of the other people like He-Man, Teela, Ram-Man, Man-at-Arms, they're all considered the masters of the universe. Those are the masters. But yeah, he goes out and starts finding his friends, building his army again, and starts to, you know, go back and take over Eternia. It's a pretty good story. It's a pretty unique story, and I have actually liked what I've read so far. I am not I have volume 1, 2, and 3. 3 is in a cabinet. But I do have the first 3 volumes. That's actually been pretty good, and I've really enjoyed it. Alright, let's move on to Loyal Subjects figures, guys. My first Loyal Subjects that I got that were Masters of the Universe were actually from a really great friend. And I'm talking about Ramon over at Funko Frenzy sent me 3 Loyal Subjects figures, Masters of the Universe. He sent me King Randor. That is He-Man's father, or Prince Adam's father. Prince Adam is who He-Man is when he's not in his powerful physique. When he's just Prince Adam and he's the Prince of Eternia. Randor is his father, the King of Eternia. The next one Ramon sent me, guys, is Battle Armor Skeletor right there with his sword and his ram staff right there. These are awesome, guys. I really like the Loyal Subjects figures. And the third one that Ramon sent me, guys, is Ram Man, who you guys may or may not know is one of my all-time favorite characters from Masters of the Universe. I love Ram Man. Definitely one of my favorite characters. He just has the battle axe, and he spins. His legs are like springy, like they were in the old toy, which I think is actually really cool. Later on, guys, I was able to find this one in store. It is, of course, He-Man. This is Series 1 He-Man, not the Battle Armor He-Man, with the power sword and his shield. Really cool. I really like this one a lot. I think it's, I mean, how do you have this collection without having He-Man, right? So there's He-Man. Then for, I believe, Father's Day, Cherie gave me another one, and she gave me Fisto, my #1 favorite character from Masters of the Universe. I love Fisto. I think he is an awesome character. I really have always loved the beard that he has there, and just one of my favorite characters. He is also one of the other masters. One of the good guys is what you would say, right? Fisto in the old toys and in the cartoon had a kind of a mechanic horse called Strider. I always thought that was really awesome. It was like a mechanical horse. That was really cool, I always thought. So yeah, Fisto has always been one of my favorite characters. I've always really liked him a lot, and so I was really glad that Cherie was able to find him in that Loyal Subjects. Alright guys, let's move on to rock candy. There is only, well, there are 2 Masters of the Universe rock candies. One I have and one I would love to have. But the one that I have, guys, is Evelyn. Absolutely awesome. I love the red background on her. Really cool. She is, of course, a villain. One of Skeletor's right-hand people. Really awesome. That is an awesome rock candy. Awesome rock candy, guys. I wish they had made more. I wish Teela and the Sorceress had been made. But they do also have a She-Ra. But She-Ra is like trending at over $100 for a rock candy, if you can believe that. Very expensive. So I do not have She-Ra. Should have bought her when she first came out, but I wasn't really a big She-Ra fan when I was a kid. I loved He-Man. I didn't watch a lot of She-Ra, so I didn't really buy the She-Ra stuff when it came out. And I am regretting that like you have no idea. Alright guys, I'm going to move on to something a little bit different. I'm going to show you guys a picture because they're on the wall, and I didn't want to take them all off the wall. It is my Mega Construx Masters of the Universe and my Pez that I have currently. You can see there is plenty of space left for more. Hopefully more Pez, maybe more Mega Construx. I know there are more Mega Construx coming. That's hard to say, Mega Construx. But yes, that is what's on the wall, guys, that I have over there actually on the wall. I put that together just in the last couple of weeks. I put everything together and displayed it. So yeah, I have, what is it? Man-at-Arms, Teela, He-Man, Skeletor, Beastman, and Evil-Lyn Mega Construx. Then of course I have the Mossman, Trapjaw, Skeletor, and He-Man Pez. Really cool stuff. I love that collection. I have every intention of continuing to grow that collection. There is a Mega Construx Castle Grayskull that I would love to have. However, I don't know if I would ever assemble it or if I would just leave it in the box. And not knowing that keeps me from buying it because it is pretty expensive. I'm pretty sure it's like between $100 and $200. It might even be more than that. I've seen it in stores and I've just kind of been like, because I don't want to buy that box and then just have it in the box, because if I don't want to take it out, it's kind of a waste. So, but yeah, that's my Mega Construx collection, guys, my Pez collection, Masters of the Universe. So now I'm going to show you guys my vinyl sets. Alright, my vinyl set starts with this one right here, guys. This is Prince Adam and Cringer. I recently gave a Cringer, a crocheted version of Cringer, away to Campbell's Collecting, guys. If you guys are curious about that, you can go back and watch my Support Saturdays where I showed that Cringer. I actually am very jealous of that Cringer. I wish that we had a second one, but we sent it over to Campbell's Collecting. So there you go, guys. Prince Adam and Cringer. That is the first vinyl. The second vinyl, guys, is the San Diego Comic-Con from last year, Skeletor and Faker. That was, like I said, from San Diego Comic-Con last year, 2018. Really like the vinyls. I really think they're awesome. I like how cartoonish they look, especially the grimace on Faker's face. Looks really cool. And finally, guys, the last one I have is He-Man and Trapjaw. Really awesome. I love the He-Man and Trapjaw. I love the anger on He-Man's face. I really think it's pretty great. The angry eyes, as Mr. Potato Head would say. And Trapjaw looks really great too. He's one of my favorite villains, so I had to have this 2-pack vinyl set. There is another vinyl set, I believe, with Beastman and the Sorceress. I do not have. I know that I know a place where I can get it for not really that expensive. I think it's like 20 bucks. So it's eventually probably going to be part of my collection, but right now I don't have that one because I've never seen it in stores, so that's why I haven't ever bought it. It's only online. So alright guys, let's dig into the Funko collection, the Funko Pops collection of the Masters of the Universe stuff. Let's look and see what all I have. I want to start off and say I do not have the complete set. I wish I had the complete set, but obviously I do not. There are several that are hundreds of dollars. One specifically that's $300 to $400, depending on where you look, that I do not have. I would love to have them, but I don't have them. So I'll show you guys what I do have. Starting off at the bottom, guys, the first one that I have, of course, is Merman. Merman is a great villain from Masters of the Universe. One of my favorite pops. There is a chase version of Merman. I do not have the chase where he is actually kind of blue instead of green. I like the chase. I think it's cool. I just don't have it. I've never actually seen it before. It's not that expensive, so I may eventually buy it to add to the collection because I of course am pretty obsessed with these. So I'm sure I'll probably eventually get it. But yeah, right now I don't have the chase version of Merman, just this one. Still really cool though. I think I got this one at Target. But yeah, really cool pop, Merman. The next villain that I have, guys, is Beastman. Of course, this is just the common Beastman. I do have him. I got him, I think also maybe at Target or even maybe on Amazon. Beastman, one of the most highlighted villains in Masters of the Universe. This guy was like always there. A lot of villains weren't in episodes, but it seems like Beastman was always there. He was like one of the top 3 villains: Skeletor, Evil-Lyn, and Beastman. Those 3 seemed like they were in every episode. But yeah, Beastman, really cool pop. I really like him a lot. With Beastman, guys, goes the Flocked Beastman. This one also was a gift sent over from the wonderful Rebel Toys guys. Sent this to me months ago. But yes, this was a gift from Rebel Toys guys. This is a con exclusive 2017 fall exclusive Flocked Beastman, guys. So check that out. That is really awesome. Rebel Toys, this was awesome to send this over. Really nice surprise that she sent this to me. But yeah, there is the Flocked Beastman. Continuing on with villains, I also have Trapjaw. Now this is the FYE exclusive Trapjaw. He is kind of a light green color and wearing some weird underwear with almost a pink helmet. This is from the comics. This is what Trapjaw looked like in the original mini comics early on with the show. Now Trapjaw has the original series on the back of him, but this is what Trapjaw really looks like in the cartoons and later on in the comics. That's what he looks like with the darker green skin and then the blue and green outfit instead of what you see there. I do like this one a lot. I do not have that version of him, which I believe was either a PX Previews or a Specialty Series. It was one of those. But no, I don't have the regular Trapjaw. I just have the FYE exclusive one. Again, still going on with the villains, guys, I have Faker. Faker here is basically a robot version of He-Man that was created by Skeletor in order to fool people into believing He-Man was doing dastardly deeds around Eternia. Faker would go in and break some stuff and be mean, and he was trying to really make Skeletor. It was like a smear campaign against He-Man, and then he used Faker, of course, to fight He-Man, but obviously He-Man always wins. So, but I really like Faker. I really like the orange sword. The original toy of this character also had an orange sword, which I always loved. I don't know why I loved that orange sword, but I always thought it was really cool that there was basically a power sword, but it was orange. Really cool. I always thought that was awesome. But yes, Faker is an awesome pop, awesome villain. Really cool to have that in my collection. Alright, this next one, guys, kind of gave me a little bit of a hassle last year. I was at the store to get him on the day of San Diego Comic-Con releases, and they only had, I believe, 4, and unfortunately, it was 2 per person, and there were 2 people in front of me, and they both took 2, which meant that I got none, so I had to try to get one online, and finally was able to get Stinkor. This is my only scented pop, guys. I will tell you what he smells like. He smells like burnt tires. That is what Stinkor smells like. I have opened it. I have sniffed him. Not a pleasant smell at all, guys. Not a pleasant smell at all. But that is Stinkor. Again, one of the villains. He has a very skunk appearance. He always really looked like a skunk to me, which makes sense because his thing is to smell. That's how he fights, is with smell. You notice he doesn't have anything but a shield. He has a shield, but no sword or gun or anything. He just stinks. So, always a weird character to me. But I did have this toy when I was a kid. I just always thought it was really weird. Also, Stinkor is a very close mold to Merman. He always has been, and that's why he looks so familiar, so similar to Merman. Yeah, I've always thought Stinkor and Merman looked a lot alike. Very similar mold in the old toys, and looked a lot similar in the cartoon as well. On to the leader of the villains, that is Skeletor. This is the Battle Armor Skeletor. This is the common, not the metallic from Gemini Collectibles. This is just the common Battle Armor Skeletor. Again, awesome pop. These toys, when you were a kid, if you had the Battle Armor toys, you could tap the plate on their chest and it would spin, so it looked like they were taking battle damage. It was a clean plate and you could tap it and it would spin and look like it had like some sword damage or some sort of damage to it. really cool. There was a Battle Armor Skeletor and there was a Battle Armor He-Man. I had both of them, and I used to love playing with those guys and flicking the little plate on their chest and having it spin. Eventually, I'm pretty sure that spinner broke, and whatever it was stuck on, that's what you had. But yeah, they were really cool when you were a kid. Really liked playing with it. It was one of those things where, like, again, that little bit of extra really made it a cool toy. That it did that little bit of extra thing. Alright guys, the Mistress of Evil, that is Evil-Lyn. Evil-Lyn is an awesome character. I wish there was a diamond version of Evil-Lyn or some other version of her. She deserves more than one pop. I really, really think she deserves more than one pop. I know that there's a rumor, or supposedly they lost their license to Masters of the Universe, but if they still had the license to recreate the pops that they already had, I would think it would be awesome if they could just make a diamond edition of this pop and release it. I would love to see a diamond edition or even a metallic of Evil-Lyn. I would love to have Evil-Lyn metallic. Really, really cool. I always thought she was a really awesome character. She was a sorceress. She had a lot of power. One of the stronger villains. But yes, Evil-Lyn is really, really awesome. She is Skeletor's right-hand woman. And of course, why wouldn't she be? She was awesome, guys. Alright, and the villain piece de resistance, guys, that is my original series, Skeletor. This is awesome. Awesome, 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 awesome. This was from when they first released, guys. When they first released the Masters of the Universe collection, I, of course, really wanted He-Man and Skeletor. The rest of the first series was She-Ra characters. It was She-Ra, Hordak, and Spikor. I do not have any of those three. They are all trending pretty high, but I just don't have them. So I didn't want She-Ra characters. I wasn't a big She-Ra fan, so I didn't get those. Regrets, absolutely regretting not getting those back then. But yes, I'm still glad that I did get original Skeletor. On the back, let me see. On the back one, guys, there's a little banner right here. You're not going to be able to see it, but I will read it. It says, celebrate the 30th anniversary of He-Man by collecting the entire line of Funko Pop television, super stylized vinyl figures, and it has the Masters of the Universe 30 years, 1982 to 2012 is what it says there, right? Yeah, 1982 to 2012. So when these dropped in 2012, we bought Skeletor because he is obviously going to be one of my favorite characters from all of Nerdy Kingdom, all of geek culture. Skeletor, one of my top favorite characters ever. I've just always loved Masters of the Universe, so obviously Skeletor, when he dropped, I had to have him. So yes, we did get him. Back then, we weren't really even collecting Funko Pops. I was buying 1 or 2 a year for Christmas for my son and for my wife, for Shuri and Daniel, and they were doing the same for me, buying 1 or 2. And that year I told her, if you only buy me 2, make sure you get Skeletor and 1 other. Let's move on to the heroes. Let's move on to the Masters of the Universe. Once again, starting at the bottom, guys, it is Stratos. I did not have Stratos for a very long time. Every time I saw him, the box was damaged, destroyed. Finally, I found him at Target and just went ahead and grabbed him because this box was in pretty decent condition. Stratos can fly. His people are like an ape species, flying ape species. It's a little weird, but you know, that's what they are. I always really liked Stratos. He was in also Masters of the Universe from the very beginning, one of the very first Masters. A lot of the others were introduced later in the cartoon and the comics, but Stratos was there right off the bat. You know, he was always right there in the beginning. So, yeah, Stratos definitely was a must-have. Next up with the heroes, guys, is the court jester, the clown himself, Orko. Orko is a really, really funny character. I always thought Orko was hilarious. He always does a lot of stupid stuff. He makes a lot of mistakes. He makes people disappear on accident. He does a lot of really things that put people in danger. But for some reason, when I was a kid, I just thought that was hilarious. They always laugh at him. In the end, there's always a moral to the story, and he does something or says something, and they all laugh at it. That's just amazing. Just funny stuff, guys. So, Orko is one of the few people who know the secret of He-Man. that Prince Adam is He-Man. Orko is one of the few, but yes, he is in the know on the secret identity of He-Man. Next up, another guy who is in the know, and that is Man-at-Arms. This is a specialty series, Man-at-Arms. This has got to be one of my favorite pops in this collection. I love Man-at-Arms. I love him. The blue helmet, the green and yellow outfit, just something about him. I always loved him. His name is Duncan. He is actually Teela's adopted father, not her real father, but her like adopted father, and she, as far as she knows, he's her real father. But yes, he raised them. He was in the Masters of the Universe movie, one of the few people that they put in the movie. He-Man, Man-at-Arms, and Teela, one of the few Masters. Those three are the only ones that were in the movie. Alright guys, and another gift from Rebel Toys, guys, is the flocked Mossman. That is something else that Rebel Toys sent to me with that flocked Beastman, as well as a bunch of other stuff. Really, really awesome. Really, really cool. Mossman is not one that I had. This was a Toys R Us exclusive flocked Mossman. He is one of the Masters. He is one of the good guys. He's not really in the cartoon that much. Not really in the cartoon, or for that matter, the comic that much. But when he does show up, he is a pretty cool character. He has the ability to control plants. He's kind of like Swamp Thing, basically. Swamp Thing or maybe Man Thing. Yeah, but Mossman, really cool. Rebel Toys, again, awesome. Sent me both flocked Beastman and flocked Mossman. She's awesome. She's a really great person. And I still, to this day, really, really appreciate that. Next up, guys, from Emerald City Comic Con this last year is Buzz Off. Buzz Off is a bee person. He can fly. I had the Buzz Off toy with the yellow wings that you could actually take his wings off. And then eventually lose them because you're a kid. But yes, I did have Buzz Off. He has some weird claw hands. I don't know if you're going to be able to see that or not, but he has very strange claw hands. I really liked Buzz Off. Buzz Off was a cool character. Not necessarily one of my favorites, but when he was introduced in the cartoon, he was awesome. I really thought he was pretty cool. Comes from a whole race of like bee people that live up in the mountains, kind of close to Stratos' people, the monkey flying people. Only a few left, guys. The next one is from San Diego Comic-Con last year. One of the hardest pops that I had trying to get from Toy Tokyo. It is Ram Man. Ram Man with the shared sticker there. Yes, did not get the Toy Tokyo drop last year. This year's Toy Tokyo drop was way simpler to get than it was last year. But yes, I did not get him when he dropped last year on Toy Tokyo. I had to actually go aftermarket and get him on the flip side, if you guys know what I mean. But Ram Man is absolutely, probably, besides Fisto, I would say Ram Man is my favorite Masters of the Universe character. I think he is awesome. He's kind of dumb. He has spring legs, and he springs his head into things to smash them. He has the battle axe, guys, the battle axe that you can see right there. I've always really liked Ram Man, even though he's kind of dumb, simple. In the original comics, he was tricked by Skeletor into thinking He-Man was just a jerk, and he convinced Ram Man to attack him, and then after that wore off, they became friends, and you know, I've always really liked him ever since then. So, alright guys, last item in this video. No, this was a long video because I really wanted to do this and show you guys the full collection of everything that I have, because I've been really wanting to do this Masters of the Universe week for a while. So here it is, guys, the last item, the last and best item in this entire set. It is the original He-Man, guys. Yes, the original He-Man. That is absolutely, this is my favorite pop in my entire collection. My favorite pop in the entire collection. The Battle Armor He-Man is cool. I don't actually have the Battle Armor He-Man, the common, which it is just a common, so I could probably find it pretty easily. But the Battle Armor He-Man is cool, but the original outfit, the original He-Man outfit, you can't go wrong with that. That is absolutely awesome. I absolutely love it. Love the original He-Man outfit. I had it when I was a kid. I used to wear it all the time with the sword and the shield. I used to go out in the yard, out in the street, play with other kids as He-Man all the time. Loved the outfit. I loved Castle Grayskull. I loved Snake Mountain, which is where Skeletor lives. I had that too. That old toy had a microphone that you could speak into, and it made your voice kind of echo. Very creepy voice. That was awesome. There was so much great stuff from Masters of the Universe when I was a kid, when we were kids. Just one of my top properties ever. It's probably my top property because I have been a fan of it ever since the beginning. I love it. I've always loved it. I will always love it. I will always have a collection that has to do with Masters of the Universe in my home. And I will probably be buried in some sort of He-Man outfit or something. I don't know. You know, who knows? The only other thing that I have, guys, is what you saw in yesterday's video in my Fun Days box. I did end up getting the Freddy Funko as Merman, which was this is the one I wanted most out of the Fun Days box, guys. I did pull this yesterday in yesterday's video. Really, really cool. So that is my entire collection, guys. Are there any other Masters of the Universe fans out there, anybody else who really loves this stuff like I love it? It was a great cartoon. It was a great set of toys. It's great comic books. The movie was amazing, even though the movie had nothing really to do with the cartoon, but I still loved the movie. Loved it. Loved it, loved it. The later cartoons were great. The 2000s cartoon was amazing. I absolutely loved it. I have all the toys from it somewhere in storage. Just always loved Masters of the Universe. 1982 is when it started, guys, right in the middle of my childhood. And I used to sit down every weekday, every Saturday morning and watch He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. And I absolutely loved it, guys. So I'm thankful that it's always been around my whole life. I'm thankful that it's come back a few times. There's a very good possibility there is a new movie coming out soon, Masters of the Universe. I would love to see a new cartoon, Masters of the Universe, and hopefully Funko has not lost the property and they can continue to make more, because there's a lot more that I'd like to see, which I'll talk about tomorrow on What About Wednesday. What About Wednesday returns tomorrow, guys. I'm going to list 5 characters that I would like to see made into Funko Pops that have not been done yet. And so come back tomorrow for that, guys. Some of my favorites have never been made, so let's get them made. Let's put it in What About Wednesday. Maybe Funko will see it and they'll say, hey, maybe we should fight harder for the license here. Definitely should fight harder for the license, because I think it's an amazing license and I would love to see more. So that's really it, guys. Masters of the Universe week episode 2. This is my collection. This is what I have. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments what you have, what you think of Masters of the Universe. It's all about, you know, love, you know, guys. Really want to know. Tell me what you think. I know a lot of people are more Thundercats fans. Thundercats are awesome too. G.I. Joe was awesome. Transformers was awesome. But it was always Masters of the Universe for me. My #1 property. Something that I've loved since childhood, guys. So that's really it, guys. As always, I am Tylock. This is Homespun Geek. And I hope you have the power.
By the power of Grayskull.